thank you very much for your time coming over.
Thank you for having me.
So I've got some questions for you. We're going to start with some icebreakers. Hopefully they'll be somewhat interesting, fun. So if you had to introduce yourself the way a bard in the 5 realms might, how would your heroic introduction sound?
Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm very heroic, so it would be very impressive. Probably here comes the middle-aged storyteller. Who's not very good at public speaking.
I mean, heroes come in all sizes and shapes, don't they?
That's true, yeah.
Alright, let's try a different one, try an easy one. What would young Kieran, so primary school Kieran, think if he knew that you grew up to invent an entire rabbit civilization?
I think he would be blown away. I mean, as a child, I loved reading, but I never thought I would be a writer when I grew up. And it was kind of, because when I was at school, drawing was my thing, and I always wanted to grow up and become an artist. I never even considered writing a storybook, but I love reading. I loved especially The Hobbit and fantasy books like that. So yeah, if I was told I was going to create my own one, I'd be blown away.
Why specifically rabbits? Have you always been into rabbits?
Well, no, so it started from, I was trying to think of an idea for a fantasy story. Obviously, there's lots of them out there, and they tend to be quite kind of similar, yours and elves and things like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted something a bit different. And then I was looking through, as I said, I love drawing. I was looking through my old sketchbooks, and I'd drawn some pictures of rabbits, but with like swords and shields and things like that.
Amazing.
So I just thought it could be a different angle that hadn't been done before.
Yeah, I like that. I've not read, apart from Beatrix Potter, many recent ones that are focused on rabbits. Oh, fantastic. So, if your writing desk, this is a weird one, scrambled gears and it was to hop away, which of your characters would you blame first? Could be one of the rabbits. Could be any of them.
Well, crikey, it would have to be someone with magic. So maybe I do a series called Dungeon Runners, where there's lots of kind of strange magic spells and things going on. So maybe it'd be a mage from Dungeon Runners.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you very much. So I want to ask you, so Podkin One Ear is iconic now. Do you remember the exact moment that he appeared in your imagination?
I do actually, because I'd planned the world and I knew it was going to have rabbits in it, and I'd drawn the maps and I knew what the world was going to look like. And I knew that the bard was going to be telling a story, but I didn't know what the story was going to be. So I wrote the scene when the bard comes to the warren, and all the little rabbits are kind of sitting at his feet asking for a story, and I was just making up some names, and I wrote a couple down, and then I just wrote down Podkin One Ear, and I just thought, wow, there's a story behind that name. So then I decided to go into how do you lose his ear? Was he born out? Did someone cut it off? Was it in the battle? And I just built up the story from there. But the name itself, just popped out of, I don't know where it came from.
Because it's such a great name, isn't it? Podkin. I feel like it works within the theme. It's not like you came up with some bizarre name and you think, no, it doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, it's a kind of fantasy sounding name, so just, I don't know where it came from, but it works.
Does it mean anything, or is it literally just...
It's just, I don't know, it just just popped into my head. When I was little, I did have a little rabbit, which I think it was called Pod or Plod. It was like a wild rabbit that I'd rescued from a stoat, and I kept it for a couple of weeks until it was big enough to kind of be released. So I think that's where the root of it came from, but as for the keeping it on the end, I don't know.
So this is off topic, but I was wondering, so do any of your rabbits' characteristics that you had when you were younger, are they in this?
I think when you're writing it, put bits of yourself in there everywhere and particularly So I kind of bard is very much, I used to teach reception, so I used to sit and read stories a lot. And if you put their hand up and asking random questions all the way through. So that's kind of, that's based a lot on that.
Oh, fantastic. I had one called Tinsel.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't have any sword or shield, so he wasn't as interesting as your rabbits.
Oh, that's a nice name, though.
Oh, thank you for spoiling Christmas.
Of course.
So your world building is so rich. So what came first? Was it the rabbits or the realms?
Well, I knew it was going to be rabbits, and then one of my favourite authors is J.R. Tolkien. And when he wrote Hobbit, he said that he drew the map first. So I always, whenever I start a new kind of series or a new story, I sit down and I draw the map and plan out the world.
So if people wanted to find this map, where can they have a look at it?
So the maps are, like all good fantasy books, the maps are in the beginnings, and then as you open a book. I think all my books have got a map at the front. And if you go to my website online, there's a little video about how to draw your own map as well.
There you go, draw your own maps. Okay. Oh, wonderful, thank you. So if Podkin, Paz and Pook, hopefully I've said that right,
Yeah.
if they were here right now, which one would cause the most trouble during this interview?
Crikey. Well, probably, yeah, Pookie's the youngest, so he is kind of often like just calling out for food and getting into trouble. Yeah, so definitely Pook. Poppy will probably be having a nap, and then Paz is the eldest and the more sensible one. She'd be up keeping them both in order.
That sounds like a bit of me kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Like to sleep, like my food, like keep things in order. There we go, I'm in the story. So slightly different. So Yuki is a very different kind of hero. Yuki's more quiet, haunted. So what drew you to tell his story next?
So I knew that my publishers wanted some more books, and I'd only explored a little bit of the world, so I wanted to explore the rest of the world, and kind of link it into the story. And then I had this idea in the Yuki books, there are these spirits that have escaped, and you have to capture them all. So yeah, I thought, and also he's a rabbit, he's got like his fur is kind of split down the middle, one side is white, one side is dark. Then I thought that kind of literally that would make it quite interesting. He had like a dark side that kind of haunted.
Yeah, so literal kind of.
Yeah, just exploring that, and I think everyone has, also children experience that kind of voice in their head that tells them they're not good enough or they're not going to succeed. So I think it's useful for them to kind of see that in their character and see how he deals with it and how in the end he defeats that kind of dark side of himself.
Yeah, I think that's quite nice, especially to kind of a younger audience as well. So I suppose maybe we'd say imposter syndrome, which is like big words. That's nice for the younger audience, I think.
Yeah, definitely. We all go through the same experiences and same things. Yeah.
So again, how did you come up with this name?
That one didn't pop in my head. That one I play with. I have quite a few different versions. So, I mean, whenever I name my characters, I try and think of a name that kind of suits the character that I've got in my mind, that makes sense. I usually kind of sketch a picture as well, that tends to help. And then I make a kind of fantasy sounding name, and and then if it's not right, I just swap some letters around, I play around with it until I get something that fits.
Is that your favourite character name, or have you got a different one? Which is your favourite?
I don't know actually.
So many.
There are a lot, yeah. Yuki's a good one. I like Joy, I like Kron.
Yeah.
All the ones I kind of made that kind of sound very kind of unique. I'm quite pleased with.
I think I quite like Podkin.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good name.
Thank you, yeah.
So your book's still ancient and magical, like folklore. How do you tune into that atmosphere when you're writing?
So I read quite a lot of books about the myths and legends of kind of various like the Bronze Age, and Viking myths and things like that. And there's lots of good books about folk tales and ghost stories and things like that, and old legends. And also, I'm very lucky to live on the island where there's lots of kind of forests and hills and places like that to
Ghost stories.
Yeah, to get inspired by. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite one, or just do you like it in general?
A favourite ghost
Favourite folklore, or?
I'm trying to think of ones, local ones. There's quite a lot of ghosts on the island, aren't there? So there's
a few.
Yeah. There's a couple on the downs, aren't there? There's Michael Murray who walks with his axe along the downs and things like that. Yeah.
It's put me off.
Spooky.
Won't be going there for a while.
No.
So in terms of your writing habits, do you have any favourite snacks, superstitions or rituals that help get the idea juices flowing?
So I like to walk down to my local cafe and do a bit of writing down there. So a nice cup of coffee, and maybe a bit of cake.
Any particular cake?
I go down to Arsa and East Cows, and they do a lovely like carrot cake with pistachio icing. That's very nice. Yeah.
Shout out, is that Iceland?
Artisan.
Artisan. So I thought then. Shout out to Artisan.
Yeah, best cafe around.
Oh, fantastic. So a bit of cake helps the juices flow.
Definitely. And a nice coffee too, yeah.
Oh, so what is it, espresso?
Flat white I normally have.
There you go. If anybody's listening and wants to buy him a piece of cake and a coffee, You know what he likes.
Mhm.
So kids as readers, so children often get immersed in your worlds. Have you ever met a young reader who knew the five realms better than you?
Yeah, I've met quite a few kind of super fans who've read all the books several times and know all the characters, and I've met a couple who've drawn like enormous maps that are even more detailed than mine,
Wow.
or have ideas for like other characters or other stories. And the best thing is, well, book there, of course, are people dress up as characters from the books.
How do you feel? Do you feel proud, or do you feel kind of slightly put out that they know the better?
No, it's amazing. No, yeah. I mean, I've been writing the Five Rounds books for 9 years now. So I've really forgotten quite a lot of the early stuff. So yeah, it's great when I hear things that remind me and kind of make me think about the stories again.
Oh, fantastic. So if you could spend your one day inside the five realms, which Warren would you choose? What would you do there, and why?
So well, it's not typically one, but they have every year they have a festival of bards where all the bards go together and they just spend the whole time telling stories, singing songs, drinking mead and having a good time. So I think I would definitely like to visit the festival of bards.
Obviously, it's non-alcoholic mead.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, it's very thoughtful. That sounds fantastic. I might have a go one day if I can ever get there. You have to write me in.
Yeah.
No pressure. If you could give every child a magical item from your books, so a rune, a charm, or anything, which would you choose?
So there's lots of cool magical items in Dungeon Runners, which I think would be great to have. There's a sword with a feather blade, which has wings that pop out, and you can hold it and fly. So that would be a good one. And one of the characters, Sandy, has a magical dice which he rolls, and every number lands on cast a different spell. But you never know what it's going to be. Sometimes it's a really useful spell that can help you, or sometimes it's something that is really bad, or sometimes it's just silly.
Which one would you go for out of interest?
Me, I think I'd go for the feather blade so I could fly. That'd be really cool.
Well, it'd save on travel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's sad because the dice sounds like it could be quite interesting, and like you've got that element of kind of fun and anxiety. You don't know what you're going to get, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good one to write about. Yeah.
I'll have to have a think about that actually. Now I'm seriously thinking about this. Oh. So if a child told you that they wanted to become an author after reading your work, which is a massive compliment, what's the one piece of advice that you would give them?
I think I would say mainly just to read as much as possible, because while you're reading, I mean, you don't realise you're doing it, but your brain is kind of soaking up all of the elements of storytelling, so you're learning how to do dialogue and description and plot. So read, and then just when you're ready, just start writing. And I mean, first of all, when I started off, I didn't know what I wanted to write, so I just wrote short stories, and I tried everything single time, like horror, science fiction, funny ones, sad ones, until I found what they call your voice, which is how you like to write.
And did you show it to anybody originally, or did you kind of hide it away for a bit?
For a while, I kept them hidden because I knew they weren't very good when I started out. And then when I'd been doing it for a while, and I thought I was a bit better at it, I entered one into a competition, and it came runner up in a competition, so I knew that I was actually not as bad as I thought I was. So that gave me the confidence to keep writing. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe when you're confident enough, have a look at like entering competitions, put the feelers out.
It's a good way to tell if you're actually any good, or sometimes you get some good feedback, or it's just nice to have someone else read your work sometimes.
There you go. Some advice. Hopefully, I'll try and find a few and post them on the page. So maybe some local ones, or maybe you can let me know of some. That'd be good. So finally, nearly finally, can you tell us the tiniest hint? Don't give too many spoilers. What are you working on next?
So at the moment I'm writing some more Dungeon Runners books. So I'm always quite far ahead. So book 4 I've already written, that comes out just after Christmas. And I'm writing 5, 6, 7 and 8 at the moment.
Wow.
And then I've got another Jed Gloomy book coming out next year as well.
So if people want to buy these, where's the best place to go?
Well, any bookshop, they sell them in Waterstones on the Isle of Wight, and Dean Bookshop, or online, or any bookshop that sells good books, basically.
And if people have any questions about things, have you got a Facebook page where they can reach out to you?
I do have a Facebook and Instagram, yes, yeah.
Okay. So for any avid followers, Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. So Isle Wight Story Festival, obviously that's where I'm joining from. So we're really excited to have you joining us. 2026. So what can children and grown-ups who love your books look forward to when you join us? And do you have any hints about what you're going to be sharing with us or doing at the festival?
So I think I'm talking about my Dungeon Runner series of books. I'm going to be talking about how I come up with the ideas, where it all came from, and a bit about the story and the kind of structure behind it. And then I'm going to be creating a character with some help from the audience. I think you'll be able to join in because there's usually a pencil and paper that you can draw. And then we're going to take our characters on an adventure through a dungeon. We're going to battle some monsters and solve some puzzles and hopefully win and come out the end as champions.
Is it?
Yeah. And I also always include a bit of time for any questions. Hopefully a bit of a reading at the end. And then I usually sit outside and sign some books if you want a copy of the book signed.
Oh, fantastic. So does anybody have to bring things along? Is it going to be there?
You're welcome to bring books along if you've got your own copies already, but I believe Within Books sell books at Book Festival, so if not, you're going to buy copies there.
Oh, perfect. So Within Books over in Cowes. Well, fantastic. We're very excited to have you there. Thank you very much.